If your voice feels tired after every service and your high notes crack during worship, you may be damaging your voice without realizing it. Come closer. The truth is, powerful singing is not about shouting, it is about technique. Hello and welcome. My name is Debbie Amole, founder of Mellisonant Music Institute and the lead vocal coach. Here we help worship singers develop vocal excellence for powerful and effective music ministry. In today's video, I want to teach you something that every worship singer must understand, and that is how to build vocal power without straining your voice. Because many singers believe that if they want to sing powerfully, they must shout, they must sing louder or push even harder. But that is actually one of the fastest ways to damage your voice. I have been there a couple of times. The problem is, many singers love God deeply and minister with passion. But unfortunately, passion alone is not enough to sustain the voice. What usually happens is this: during worship, the singer becomes emotional and begins to push the voice harder and harder. Instead of supporting the voice or the sound with proper technique, the singer starts shouting, and over time, this leads to vocal fatigue, vocal tiredness, throat pain, voice cracks on high notes, loss of voice after service. I remember then, whenever I engage in just conversations, I would lose my voice. Not to talk of when I now sing, my voice is gone just after that singing time. It could just be 10 minutes, but my voice would just be gone. But as soon as I learned, the proper way of using my voice, I began to develop gradually. And that can be you as well if you're losing your voice over and over after you minister. Some singers even develop long-term vocal problems as a result. Here I am with good news for you today. The human voice was designed to produce powerful sound without strain. When the voice is used correctly, singing can feel strong, free, and effortless. Now let's go to what we call vocal power. What is vocal power? Vocal power is the ability to produce a strong, rich, and resonant sound without tension or strain. Please underline those words, tension or strain, because they are important. Let me say it again in another way. Vocal power is not shouting. It is not forcing the throat. True vocal power happens when the body supports the voice properly. And there are three main foundations that create vocal power for you. Number one, breath support. Number two, proper posture. And number three, healthy resonance. When these three things work together, the voice becomes naturally powerful. So let's explain, how does breath control contribute to your vocal power? Breath is the first foundation to you having vocal power. Breath is the fuel of the singing voice. Without proper breath support, the throat tries to compensate, and that is when strain begins. Many singers breathe incorrectly. They take shallow breaths into the chest. But singers should learn to breathe deeply, what we call the deep diaphragmatic breathing. You should breathe deeply using your diaphragm. And that's another video entirely. That's another explanation on its own. But yes, in practical terms, when you take in your air, you ensure that you're not breathing shallow. You're not taking in shallow breath with your chest. And how will you even know the difference? So this is it. Put one hand on your chest, the second hand on your stomach region. Now, when you take in air, if the hand on your stomach is the one moving out, and coming back in when you breathe out, then that's the correct posture. But if the hand on your chest is the one moving out more, that more and then moving in, then you have to intentionally correct it to the right posture. Many singers do this unknown, and that's why you must retrain yourself to do the right thing. Singers should learn to breathe deeply using their diaphragm, right? Ensure when you're breathing, especially when you're practicing this deep diaphragmatic breathing, relax your shoulders, take a deep breath, allow your abdomen to expand outward. Your shoulders should not be lifted. Don't put tension here. Relieve yourself of tension, because when there is no tension, you have that ease and free flow of your voice, of that sound coming from your lips. All right? So then you release the air slowly, okay? Now let's try this simple exercise. Taking a deep breath and then breathe out slowly with the sound for as long as you can. Okay? Now what this does for you is it is training your body to control the release of air, which is essential for strong singing. Okay? Try that over and over. It's so good. It's a game changer. Okay? Foundation 2, proper posture. And it has a major effect on how the voice functions. When your posture is poor, breathing becomes restricted and the throat becomes tight. But when posture is aligned, the body becomes an open channel for that sound. Here is what proper singing posture looks like. Stand upright or sit upright. It depends on the posture you're taking, whether you're sitting or you're standing. Ensure you are upright. Okay? Relax your shoulder. Lift your chest slightly, not too much. And don't bulge in this way. You have to push chest out just a little bit, slightly. Keep your head balanced, okay? Avoid pushing your head forward. Now, one helpful way to imagine this is to think that a string is pulling, gently, it's pulling you gently upwards, right? From the top of your head. Just have that imaginary, feel. Okay? And then maybe somebody is thinking, what about those who bend whenever they sing? No matter the posture you are taking, even if you have to bend, ensure that your head is at angle 90 with your chest. So meaning if you have to bend, so it has to still be upright in that posture. Okay? That enhances proper flow of your singing. All right? Okay? So when you have proper posture, this helps your breathing, okay? It helps your breathing, and then your breathing becomes easier, and then the voice is able to project even more naturally. Foundation 3, resonance. Okay, this is where many singers misunderstand the voice. Powerful singers do not shout. Powerful singers do not shout. Instead, they use resonance. Resonance is when the sound vibrates and amplifies inside the vocal tract. The sound travels through spaces like the mouth, the nasal cavity, that's your nose region, and your entire head space. Okay, this is what gives the voice depth and richness. All right, let me show you a simple exercise. Now start with a gentle hum, like as you hum, notice the vibration around your lips and nose. Now open the sound like this. So let me join both together. Okay? You can take it up. What you are doing is learning to place the sound forward instead of pushing from the throat. Okay? This allows the voice to sound bigger without forcing. Okay, now let's go to common mistakes that worship singers make. The first one is shouting instead of supporting the voice. So, advocate more for supporting your voice rather than shouting. All right? Okay? When singers shout during worship, the vocal cords receive too much pressure. Okay, avoid it, try as much as possible to avoid shouting. Okay, now I know that sometimes the sound is not even helping matters where you're not even hearing yourself. That can also happen, and that is why as much as possible, try your best to work with your sound engineer. Hopefully they are also cooperative with you so that they can give you proper sound combo that enhances your voice. If you're able to hear yourself clearly, then that will help, in terms of projecting, you see. But ensure that you do not shout. Manage that voice very, very well. Okay? Number two mistake is singing without warming up. Cold vocal cords are more vulnerable to strain. And that's the truth. Anytime I tried not to warm up before singing, it happens that there is always strain. But whenever I warm the voice up, it's like butter on bread. It goes smoothly, I'm telling you. So yes, singer, warm your voice before you go sing. You know that athletes, they actually warm up their body before they go for those sports. All right, so singers, you must warm up your voice before you go for singing. The third mistake is poor breathing technique. Okay, poor breathing technique, and we have shared that previously, that you should breathe properly. When your breathing is shallow, okay, you put more tension, you put more pressure, the throat is working harder than it should. Okay, avoid that. Breathe deeply. It's deep diaphragmatic breathing. Okay, when breathing is shallow, the throat works harder than it should. Another mistake is singing songs in the wrong key. If the key is too high, the singer will push the voice to reach the high notes, and that's why you must actually try as much as possible to rehearse, whether personally, if you know how to play the keyboard, or the guitar, or you work with your instrumentalist, your keyboardist, so as to get the proper key that is not too low or too high, a convenient, comfortable key for you to deliver those songs or that song that you plan to minister with. Okay, so that is very, very important. Now, how can we as worship singers build vocal power safely? All right, there are a few important habits that we must develop. The first is always warm up your voice before singing. Warm up your voice before singing. The second, practice deep diaphragmatic breathing. Deep breathing. Practice breathing exercises a lot, regularly as possible. The third, maintain proper posture while singing. The fourth, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Water keeps your vocal folds flexible and healthy too. All right. Finally, continue learning proper vocal technique. It's a continuous thing. Continue learning proper vocal technique. All right, let's talk about the spiritual perspective of everything that we have been discussing since. For worship singers, the voice is not just an instrument, it is a tool for ministry. The Bible says in Psalm 33, verse 3, sing unto him a new song. Play skillfully with a loud noise. Notice the word skillfully. This tells us that worship requires not only passion but also discipline and development. Okay? When we train our voice, we are actually honoring the gift that God has given us. And indirectly, we are honoring God, who is the giver of the gift. So remember this, powerful singing is not singing louder, it's not shouting, it is about singing correctly. When you develop proper breath support, good posture, and healthy resonance, your voice becomes naturally powerful without strain. You see that? And that allows you to minister effectively for many years. If you are a worship singer, a choir member, a music minister who wants to develop his or her voice properly, this channel is here to help you. I am Debbie Amole, lead vocal coach and founder at Mellisonant Music Institute. We help worship singers develop vocal excellence for powerful music ministry. Stay tuned until we see in the next video.